video on YouTube doesn't have volume, and then we'll start the recording. All right, everyone's ready for this topic today, huh? Lots of people coming in. It's going to be a good, deep movement of energy. Video on YouTube. All right, let's start the recording. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Woo! Beautiful faces, beautiful beings. All right. All right, welcome everyone to our November Mastery Monday. Thank you for your presence. I really appreciate it. We're in some deep times right now, and I really look forward to connecting into some deeper realms of our ancestors and ourselves today to support what we've been creating in our own individual lives and as a collective, as a new stream of consciousness, a new wave of being right now. So for those of you who are new to Mastery Mondays, we're here for about an hour. I'll open with our opening meditation, then I'll speak a little bit, lead a meditation and on the topic, and then after we'll have some time for you to share and chat what your experiences are, ask questions. Yes, Hanwa, thank you so much for holding space. Thank you. Right. So let's begin. If you're in a place to close your eyes and deepen your breath into your body, welcoming each inhale to allow yourself to be more present and aware of your body, of your space, yourself. Each exhale, an opportunity to just release any tension in your body. Inhaling yourself here to this moment from anywhere that you've been before at this moment. Your actions, any thoughts, any feelings. Then exhaling, just letting your eyes relax, your shoulders relax, letting your hips settle into your seat more, inviting yourself to be present with yourself, calling yourself with your inhale to the center of your body, finding light within you, finding a light within the center of your body that is the light of your presence, the light of your wholeness. Just noticing where it is without judging, not having it to be one place or another, it just is where it is. And letting that light with your inhales and exhales start to expand through your body. To welcome the light of your presence, to reach into those places that may have not felt so present, and allowing them to just be embraced and engage with your presence in your body. Beautiful. We welcome some pastel iridescent colors with some gold flowing around our group as a whole, as we also flow around each one of us individually, to welcome us into our bodies, to welcome us into our center. Welcoming a bright light from above your head to flow through the center channel of your body. That bright light flowing from above your head, and letting that band, the column of light through your center channel to be as wide or as narrow as it wants to be, just inviting it to flow as its optimal width and frequency down through the center of your head, neck, upper torso, mid torso, lower torso, down through your root to the floor, down and through the center of the earth. Grounding into the center of the earth, pure crystalline light of the earth. Letting any of your thoughts, feelings, anything that you would like to just breathe out, allowing that to flow down into this channel of light to transmute into just pure energy, letting go of anything that you wish to release in this moment, any thoughts, any feelings, any experiences, any tensions, any stresses, giving yourself permission to fully let go. Be here. Breathing that light from the center of the earth up into your heart, allowing your heart, the pure heart, the essence of love, life, and yourself to be here in this moment. Opening our hearts to just pure, unconditional love for self, for life, for each other. Allowing this light to welcome all of us in its embrace here together as our souls are meeting through the field, and allowing our energies to come together to support each other in the highest level available today, and for you to receive and share in this space, chat or energetically, exactly what's here for you. And it's perfection. And having an intention for yourself for this time, for this space. Welcome in the mastery of yourself, embodiment of your awakening today, who you are. So when you're ready, feeling your feet, feeling your hands, and again, finding a centered space within your body to open your eyes up from, to see through. Wow. Ancestral healing is a profound space to be in right now as we are moving through this scorpionic sun phase and moon. We just went through a new moon in Scorpio, so we had that double Scorpio happening. And Saturn, the place of mastery today with the Scorpio. So we're really in a space right now to, as always in this season, is to explore ourselves, explore the inner world, the underworld, the shadow world with deep awareness and consciousness rather than judgment or holding. And so it's an opportunity to allow the transmutational energies of this season to bring us into a space of renewal and that deep space of connection where we're quiet, we reflect, we open. And so we're in a space right now where we're being called to remember our mastery of self, our mastery of energy, our mastery of our concentration, our focus. And as a collective, the reason for the ancestral healing today is because as a collective, there's this big energy to really shift our bonds to what has held a certain type of reality to be in place, right? So whatever our ancestors chose that are still maybe beliefs that are passed down, or ideas or fears or experiences that are passed down through our DNA, through the energetic of our lineages on, whatever side of our family, and even through past lives, right? There's a collective possibility right now to say, wow, okay, all those ideas and experiences and all that collective perception of reality, it's now time to shift our perception of reality. And so to do that, kind of have to sometimes unwind what we've taken on through our ancestral experiences so that we're not continuing certain frequencies of thoughts, behaviors, ideas, and perceptions. And there's just this big calling. And I was sitting with another guy the other day, and when this whole topic came about to share and to really deepen into, she was just like, in a way, just like, I'm waiting for all of that influence from what has been to shift. I'm waiting for the new the new concepts, the new feelings, the new emotions, the new ways for everyone to choose, for humanity to choose. So, just for example, like I'm second generation on both sides of my families in on the land of USA, right? And so both sides of my family, my grandparents came from their countries in Eastern Europe. And within that time frame, I know nothing, like no language, not much of the culture. So much is lost yet in the physical reality of the tangible ways. I mean, there's some foods and some ideas and stuff, but I still feel these threads of these ideas that they held, of even why they came to this country, why they came to this land. What was the ideas, the fears, or the ideas of success, or one place is greater than another, all these things, right? And that kind of drive our choices unconsciously in such deep ways. And then, we have the deep ancestral patterns of the natives, on our lands, wherever you are, whatever country you're in. Maybe you've lived in the same country of your ancestors for your whole life, and maybe there's those primal energies of what they were before what we call governments and all those things came into place. So today, we have election day and in the USA, and there's just this energy to be like, don't even put your energy into it. Don't even put your thoughts into it, because that's just maintaining this status quo that's not serving this world, serving humanity, serving us in a way that's going to lift us into a new frequency. It's just the same program. It was just weird. Like I totally remember this morning. Oh yeah, today's election day. Sorry for all of you who like to vote and everything. I don't play that game. And that's fine if you do. There's no judgment. This is an unconditional space. But there's really this collective pull to say, no more, no more, no more of this, clown and pony show. There's something new that wants to be created. And for those of us who are choosing in our consciousness to create these ancestral shifts, right? These ancestral shifts of how we've decided collectively our reality is going to be, where we're going to put our power, where we're going to put our focus, and then kind of like wind back and go, what was the true original consciousness of our ancestors? And what's the true original consciousness of the future self that's embodied with this new world already? How do we weave these together in this infinite loop of creation within ourselves, within our minds, within our bodies, within our experience, to support ourselves, to allow ourselves to put our attention, our focus, our connection, our ways of being into what is new for us, with honor and gratitude still, for our ancestors that chose, because they only chose what they thought they were doing, what was right, and maybe best for them at the time, and that's okay. And also just noticing, for me, how much of, ancestral stuff is coming up right now. I'm having like different ancestors coming in and behaviors and thoughts and dreams and in tangible life here. And I'm just like, great. So I'm having conversations with them, right? Having conversations with them to say, thank you. Thank you. And, you know, we don't need to hold on. I can feel sometimes, those feelings where it's like there's change and you're like, the holding on of what has been because of the discomfort of, making a new decision or a new choice and doing something differently. There's that hold. Like I can feel like some of our ancestors are still holding, like, I don't want to let go because sometimes there's an idea that we were wrong or mistaken for making certain choices because it didn't maybe lead to an outcome that's supporting our future generations or our families or whatever in the best way that we thought. And so it's really kind of undoing and just taking account for all the different feelings and all the different experiences and thoughts and patterns, and just saying it's all okay. Because right now I have the awareness, whatever I get to have the awareness of right now, and choose. Choose what's really coming through the heart. Choose what's really coming true. Right? So there's this grand opportunity right now to really deepen. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so it's an opportunity to really deepen the presence of self. Yeah, and I'd like to tend to what you're saying here, Lisa. Yeah, Hannah, yes, no more of the show. Said to be free in our country, we must take action of voting, which the voting is a rigged system. Sorry, it's a rigged system. It has been from the very beginning. And the electoral vote doesn't work. So we can do so and be aligned with ascendants. And I appreciate you if that's your energy and that's what you're doing. It's totally beautiful. And I honor you for what you're choosing. I've studied a lot of how the system works for the past 10 years. And there's nothing in it that tells me that it's going to do anything for us in the long run. I've been doing a lot of deep study within the system. And so I think that's something we need to do for ourselves is just be free with what our decisions are, be free with what we feel, and do what we feel is necessary. And at the same time, I don't see it as a spiritual cop out. She was saying not voting is spiritually. I don't see it that way at all because I didn't really want to get into this conversation today, but I'm just going to touch on it briefly. Because when systems need to collapse because they don't work anymore, and yeah, my sister works in social system and I get it. And I understand where you're coming from. I do. But our influence is a decentralized influence, not from the top down. It's from the bottom up. And we're the bottom, basically. So we're the people. And if the people don't start doing things that are aligned with who we are and what we want this world to be, and if we want that system to continue, then we keep putting our energy into the system. If we don't want that system, we don't put our energy into the system, just like thoughts and feelings. And so this is what we're talking about with the ancestral piece, is if we don't want to keep certain threads of ways of being or ways of experience going, then we don't put our energy into it. And so it depends on where you're at. There's no judgment. This is just where I'm at. You may be somewhere different because I understand if you're in the system, you're going to work within the system. And that's beautiful. Do that. Do that. Beautiful. Do what you can do to influence the system, right? So that's just not where I'm at, right? I don't work within the system. And that's just my role here. And I know what my role here is, right? So what we're doing is choosing what our role is going to be and knowing what our role is going to be within our own self, within our own lives, within our own past, present, future, and choosing the decisions and the ways forward that really support us. And that's really what our ancestral piece is how are we going to relate? So It's really interesting because a democracy isn't really for the people. A republic is. And I'm not saying Republicans, I'm saying a true republic is where we, the people, govern. All of that's been stripped away. It's a corporation now. It's not a government anymore. It's a corporation. And so what we're doing is a business. It's not a government. So what we're doing is we're looking at an opportunity to look at how are we governing ourselves? Are we choosing ourselves as a people, as a person, as our own individual sovereign being that has a say throughout the field? So I don't want to get into a political debate here because that's not what this is about. It's about just choosing what's aligned for us. And I have no judgment of what's aligned for you, right? What's aligned for me is aligned for me. What's aligned for you is aligned for you. And staying in a resonance field with that, if you know what's aligned for you, then do that. If that what comes from your heart, do that. And that's what this is whole life is about, right? Our whole life is about is living from your heart and choosing from your heart and knowing where you stand and how you want to operate and being open to in the space between, right? So so I feel that uh this is, a powerful time for us to just come into that place of centered connection and moving through the field of what is being called for us through our DNA, because our DNA, of course, isn't just, when I talk about ancestors, I'm not talking just about our human ancestors. I'm talking about all these fields of galactic presence, right? All these fields of galactic presence. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's interesting. I appreciate this comment. This is really good. When I hear no judgment, a flag goes up because there is no judgment here. It's just a play. It's just a game, right? And saying I don't play that game is a judgment. No, because we do gamify. So I'm playing my own game, right? So we're all playing our own game. Everyone here is playing your own game. We're creating our own reality. Really, we're creating our own reality and it's our own game. Every thought, every feeling, every emotion, every action is a game. And so that's why when we can step back and look at it that way, we have that neutral perspective, which is no judgment. We say, okay. And we're just all the information that we have is what's creating how we're playing the game. And as we learn and we gain more awareness, we're going to gain more information. And then we may play the game differently, right? So that's a part of it. That's a part of it. Exactly. For me, it's about who is going to control my life. Well, hopefully, hopefully in this moment you are. But it's really powerful because you don't get rolled over by the gamers when you know how the game works. When you know how your own game works, you don't get rolled over by anybody. They put these ideas that they can roll over you, but if you know how they play and you can meet them, because I've interfaced with them, they can't roll over you because you can hold your ground, just like with anybody, right? Never get rolled over. Never get rolled over. You just know how to play, have to play their game and how they play it and how you want to play it, and then you interface. Just like anything in life, it's like any relationship, it's any experience that we have is we're learning. And so, when I'm talking about this collective field really wanting to shift, it's a new game, it's a new foundation for the game. Yeah. Yeah. So, yes. So, Yeah, so it's interesting. So I hear you. So let's look at, okay, so we're just going to look at two different things here, Lisa. When you say laws against women and other people, there's not laws, there's legal statutes. And so we could get into a whole long conversation about that. The law is not the legal world that this whole corporate system is playing in. It's two different worlds. If you want to talk laws, say legal statutes against women, not laws. When we're talking about laws, it's laws that are actually in place to serve the people. Laws are to serve the people, not to be against people. So we're looking at legal statutes. So this is something, if you want to go deep into, I'll go deep into it with you because I've studied it very deeply, but I'm not going to get into that here. So what I want to do is just bring it back to the ancestral healing uh, for what we're here for today. So there's a lot that's going on right now in the field to bring up what is actually truth. What is actually truth based on what we've been taught. And so what I'm saying is that when we were taught by our ancestors, certain beliefs and certain uh certain belief systems that are coming up, right? That we have been taught, that have been passed down generation to generation, that may have given us a skewed perspective, of how we get to lead life. And we all feel that sometimes, right? Is how, oh, yeah, I'm thinking like my dad or my mom, or I'm thinking like my grandfather. I'm thinking like, oh, and then when we start going to past lives, oh, yeah, I remember like how all of a sudden I recognize like my great great grandmother or whatever brought down, right? So we're looking at those right now to say, hey, I love you, and you made those decisions. Now I want to call my power, my energy, the thought waves, the DNA, the emotional waves that have been passed down through the fields to start something new and connect in with the origin code. So that's what we're going to do in our meditation. We're going to go through and connect into the ancestral strands that were the original strands that really brought all of our soul groups together as families to kind of go through what we're going through right now to support us, right? So, what we're going to look at here is the opportunity to gain perspective on the game that we do want to play in our lives, right? Really want to be. And then connect in with our, the future self that it's embodied in the new world to say, hey, all right, ancestors. The ones that are supporting and really truly supporting this field to keep this motion of the heart field, the soul field in its true sense of what we came here together for, right, is going to support what it is that we've already set in motion for ourselves to become in our body at this time, in this place, in this life. So today is an opportunity to create that bridge within, to create that healing within, to create the opportunity of that connection. So thank you, Lisa. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting because when we talk about emotions or feelings or thoughts about anything, but any topics that came up in this earlier conversation or anything that we have with family, you can feel the charge, right? And when you start to feel a charge around something, when you start to feel your whole body get, oh, there's something deep, deep there with that, right? And when you get into something really deep like that, it's good to just sit back. Feeling a lot of energy coming up. I feel like I just want to, that can start a debate or a conversation or something that can get, oof, there's a right and a wrong here. There's a something and a something here that's gotta, give. We can feel that in our own space, especially when we're dealing with maybe, when we're dealing with this ancestral stuff. or we're dealing with life stuff or the political stuff, and it's going, wait, let's take a moment and breathe with that energy that's coming up. Take a moment to breathe. So I'm inviting you to do that right now. Take a moment and breathe with any of that energy that came up, with any of the thoughts or the feelings or the emotions that came up, so that we can deepen into what we're really feeling. And then breathing into that and saying, okay, now let's honor our feelings. Let's honor our thoughts. Let's honor our ways of beliefs, our ways of feeling, our ways of experiences, our ways of behaving, our actions, our alignments, just based on what we know, what we have known up to this point, and beliefs we've decided are true, ideas we've decided are true, and that it's okay. And that it's okay. There's no right, it just is. Just all here, experiencing this world and learning and growing and choosing as we go. And that's what we're here to do. Yeah. 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 So this is a great opportunity. So we're going to go into meditation now. And so this is a great opportunity to just release some of the bonds that we may have, that we are aware of, maybe with immediate relatives that are ancestors, and or anything else that you feel is holding you in some sort of perspective or idea or way of being that feels like it's like a tug, a pull. So a tug or a pull on really being able to feel that sense of self, that you really want to allow yourself to feel in this life, to have that freedom to choose and see through a new lens and create yourself anew. So we're gonna work with that. So I'm getting a message here, Kristen. Thank you. It says my volume keeps changing. Does my volume keep changing with my voice? Is it going up and down or in and out? For some, yes. For some, no. I don't know. Technology these days. Oh my. No and yes. I'm getting no, yes, no, yes. Okay. So sorry about that. I'm not sure what's happening in the field with the volume, but I'll do my best just to stay closer and project a bit. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So let's just take a deep breath in and welcome. Let's welcome the energy of soothing light to flow around your body, soothing light to flow within, to welcome a grounding of your energy from above your head, just letting it flow and letting that column of light flow all the way around your body and be as narrow or as wide as you'd like it to be. Just welcome your energy to be able to expand as much as it wants to, and also to ground as deep as it needs to. So just letting that column of light to flow around your physical body and energy body, wide or as narrow as it wants to be, to support it, just flowing down all around, in front, behind, above, below, and all sides of your body, to flow all the way down Past your feet through the floor and into Mother Earth, for Mother Earth to meet us in the heart and the light of her center. So that we welcome any thoughts, any feelings, any energies that came up to just ground. And welcome the expanse of your breath through your heart, through your body. Breathe into your heart. We're going to welcome a source light from above. Source original light that came from any time before, any embodiment that you have come in through any bloodlines, through any star systems, through any DNA, pure source energy above you, around you. Free source energy that is free of any bonds, free of any limitations, free of any ways of being or perspectives that maybe be imbalanced for life itself. Falling upon the pure source energy in every cell of your body to meet this source light. Meet this pure energy of self. To meet this pure energy of self. In this moment, welcoming the mind, the heart, the body, your whole being to be neutral. Be completely neutral. Allowing the space of unconditional life, unconditional reality. Letting all time and space be a 0 point of light, 0 point of energy within that one light of source. In that space of light, in neutrality, that 0 point of life itself where all exists, we get to, in this moment, bring in the frequency of gratitude for all life, for life itself, the gift of life. And in this gift of life, gratitude, we welcome this gift of gratitude through all the bloodlines that we've ever, having the intention, the visualization that we're going to welcome this gift of life and gratitude to flow through every lifetime. All the ancestors that came before, all the beings that came before, each one of our embodiments, whether they were biological parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, in a human form, or any other beings in any star systems that supported life to be. Welcoming the whole field, just to be engaged. We're going to bring the energy of forgiveness, bring the energy of compassion, bring the energy of thank you for life. Thank you for life. We go through every strand of the DNA on this biological life, the maternal side, the fraternal side, welcoming this source light to stream through. From any point of decision as your soul to come into any body through any specific lineages. We welcome the ancestors, the ancestral wisdom that is wanting to flow through and continue on with the beauty of life. That is inherently encoded in every part of your body, your being. And we welcome any imbalances through, any choices, ideas, beliefs, perspectives to unwind, 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 and be held in this source light through the DNA strands, through the energetic strands of life itself. All that we've chosen to be. Yeah, good. I'm seeing a beautiful light of ancestors flowing around us. And so if there's any specific ancestors that you would like to connect with, whether it's on a connection of resonance, who they are, either they were the ones passing down the gifts and the abilities and the connections and love and the connection to life and the care. Maybe there's ones that you would like to converse with and resolve anything with. Being held in this space of compassion and love to connect. Allowing that energy to, yeah. Just seeing grief, persecution, oppression, repression, as well as the highlights of welcoming the ancestors of your lands that you live upon, the lands that your DNA of this life came through, the ancestors that held the land, any of the indigenous peoples that were in connection and harmony with the land, with life, with nature, with divine law, natural law, with the physical body, source, the spirits, the elements. Welcoming your future embodiments that are in aligned and in harmony with your life force energy that supports the brilliance of harmony, this infinite loop of light. So bringing an infinity symbol, if you wish, in your heart. We're going to bring infinity symbols through all the DNA strands of we're welcoming the infinite light of balance, of harmony through, again, all the strands, releasing, good, yep, good. Activating any new DNA that wants to come alive, that's saying yes to a new cycle of life, to yes to new ways of perceiving and being and choosing in life, to untangle, unwind choices that have been passed down that are no longer aligned for your life force. Good, yep, good, 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 good. Woo. Letting that infinity symbol flow through the heart, bring strength and courage. Good. And welcoming, yeah, if you wish to, maybe there's information or a specific ancestor that's really supportive of you and a guide to show up, to speak, to share, to allow their energy to support whoever you came here to be in this life as part of this soul group of your ancestors. Or maybe it's human form, maybe it's in star system form, any galactic form, just being open. Maybe it's an element, just being open to how you're receiving through your heart. Maybe it's an image, maybe it's a sound, maybe, oh, yeah, beautiful. Yes, 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 good. And gratitude for the connection. And we bring forth our ancestral elementals too, of the water, the fire, the air, the earth, the form itself of life, the physical form of life. That we're made of, these living consciousnesses of the elements that say yes to form themselves into these bodies, so our souls have these expressions through our ancestral lineages as the form and manifestation of our DNA, and our holographic field is life. That we welcome all the forms and the stories of our ancestors, the lands that they came from, the star systems they came from, the arrangements, the agreements. As we welcome an update of all agreements and contracts, oaths, vows with any other soul groups, any of our soul tribe, through our ancestry, through our star system, that we're in balance in resonance and in alignment in this life with all that we've chosen and created. So we're going to welcome all of those agreements and contracts to come into this field now, if you give permission for that. If not, that's fine. We're going to welcome an update. Good. Release anything that's no longer necessary for any continued cycles. We welcome all of our agreements and contracts to be in alignment with a new cycle of who we're choosing to be through our hearts, through our awareness, through our conscious choice, through our empowered conscious choice of who we are. That we can still carry on cultural and galactic traditions and ways of being and wisdom and thought processes and soul agreements through a clear field of light and resonance, as our ancestral selves and our future selves and our present selves are welcomed into this space in one field of light. That is strengthening and empowering and harmonizing our brains, our hearts, our nerve systems, our gut brains, our whole beings. And whoever we're here to be, whatever information we're here to receive, we're able to hear, feel, listen, and apply. Beautiful. I'm going to sit here for a moment in some quiet to allow and welcome the strands of energy to integrate through the body, the mind, the heart, the whole field. Beautiful. Just taking a moment to breathe into the body. Being graced with the energy of pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure connection to life. Any of the lands, any of the beings are welcome through this pure energy. Any relationships, that a new cycle is available here and now. Again, with deep gratitude for yourself, for all that have come before and all that will come after. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Taking a moment to breathe and feel your feet and your hands, and just take note to what came through for you. Maybe anything to explore further, any specific emotions or thoughts that are alive for you through this. Beautiful. Ah, welcoming you to the space around you, finding that centered space from within that you're able to put your connection into with gratitude for all that took place. Beautiful, beautiful. So thank you, and just welcoming you into the space. And if you wish to share anything in chat that you received or a question you have for guidance or support right now, you can share in chat or on comments on YouTube. If there's anything that you're experiencing right now that you would like support with or guidance with, or anything that came through with your ancestors, you have a question. So thank you. Beautiful process, deep love and gratitude, Kristen. Thank you for being here for that. Yes. Ah, so one of the pieces that it was incredible how much of stuff that was just being held, that was imbalanced, just saw a whole bunch shift. Yeah, yeah, PDB, thank you, beautiful. Thanks to all. Yeah, Lisa, new DNA. Wow, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I just felt all the DNA just lit up with this pure, clear light. So just feeling that. Yeah. Yeah, Ray, the concept of inner authority has been a source of tension for many human cycles. It has, and we're coming into that. And it was interesting, the topic of conversation around what came up earlier, we could thread that into of being our own inner authority instead of relying on other people to give us our authority of what we can and can't do and all of that fun stuff. um, so thanks for the beautiful talk and meditations, Marlene. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Deborah, Kristen, yeah, the replay will definitely be going out. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, yeah. Kristen, that was so peaceful, perfect, and beautiful. I'm not able to connect with any ancestors. My paternal grandmother, I feel connection for some time, but no understanding of messages. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because, uh, sometimes our connections with them is just a feeling, just a knowing that they're there and supporting, right? And I see that with you. I see that there's just a looking out, a presence, just I'm here and it's okay, rather than, needing to engage in conversation or do. It's just like there's just a soft, gentle light of presence that you can just tune into and say, I know you're here. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. And just tune into the frequency that, sharing. That's really the depth that I'm seeing is present, and the love space that's holding, especially to heal any things that have, come through that side, the family. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Hannah, big, huge, receive shifts, sacred returns. Thank you. Hugs, clarity gained of my path and next right steps. Yay. Thank you for sharing this time and energy with us. Absolutely. Yeah, my experience very similar, Lisa. Thank you for articulating this for me. Yeah, Lisa, you're saying that for on Deborah's comment here. Yeah, Savannah, a lot of salt of the earth people in my physical ancestry, great backup for being grounded. Absolutely. It's so true. I was feeling that come through the field of that depth, right? Of just, when we can tune in to I just think of, the word that's coming to mind, the grit that a lot of our ancestors had, because they were just living with the elements. They were right there with it. Like, I remember, I think I said this in another group or with somebody else, I can't remember. It's like, yeah, it was in another group we had. It's like my grandfather was telling me he remembers, he slept on straw, They slept on straw in a very small house, when he came to the US they came here and then he slept on a mattress. It was like, whoa, like what is that? I mean, they slept on, and my other grandparents, it's like it was they were in the elements. They lived and breathed the elements, being peasants, right? It's like, and just even further down, just recognizing, you know, where we are still connected to the elements and calling upon that memory, calling upon that knowing, that living memory that's in ourselves of how to interface and how to care for ourselves and nurture ourselves and be strong and supportive in how we're working in life. You know, there were no there were no options to not work in the elements or work with the elements or work with nature or work with how the cycles of life, the cycles of the seasons, right? And so we're in a season right now where we can really reflect upon that, call upon the strength of that, transmutative process of the night, of the dark, of the shadow side, and the shadow being our strength. Thank you for all that's come before so I can strengthen myself with my awareness and my choices and my truth and my heart. Yeah. Yeah. And taking an opportunity. Yeah. 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 So Emil say, I'm receiving these delicious perfumes, especially my left side, some scented, more natural oils on my right. So delicious. Thanks so much, Kristen. Everyone, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Being anointed. Being anointed. How beautiful. Ooh. Just see the beautiful group of beings or beings around you, just like, yes, smell the sweetness of life, sweetness that you are, and the power. Yeah, thank you. Maris, Maricela, thank you. Thank you all so much. And this is so comforting and supportive, Kristen. Thank you. This journey into loving kindness. I love your necklace. Is it Amazonite? I find Amazonite so soothing. Yeah. Yes. Sarah, beautiful meditation, Kristen. So relaxed and supportive in this now. Grateful for the space. Thank you. Yes. Amelia, this is so peaceful. I felt the light deep within. Thank you so very much. Yeah, Deborah, thank you. Yeah, so we get a lot of darkness from our ancestors, from what happens, like my grandfather was coming through and it wasn't pleasant recently because he had this narcissistic side that was just, abusive, but I was really close with him. I was actually really close with him. I loved him very dearly and would visit him. And after his death, I'd call him once a week and we would talk. And then after his death, it took a while. I wouldn't go to pick up the phone to call him, and but I knew that we had a really deep connection. And I think that, and I would talk to him about things that happened, because he was abusive to my grandmother and all this stuff, and his children and my mom and all this stuff. And so it was like I always wondered, like, why do I feel so drawn to him? Because he would talk to me and we would talk about those things and we would talk and work through his guilt and his shame and all this stuff. I mean, this was when I was a teenager, so it was like, so it was just like this process of depth, that I think sometimes we get so frustrated with our relatives or whatever of things that they may have done. And sometimes they're harboring guilt and shame that we don't know about because we don't talk about it. They won't talk about it because they won't want to say that they were wrong or whatever. Right. And that's what I noticed. That's what I learned from that relationship with him was like, wow, people just want to hold him in this perspective of this is what he is and that's all he is. Right. But wait, he wants to make amends. He just doesn't know how. And he's feeling, and so he's upholding the structure because everyone thinks that he should uphold this structure because the perception, just like we were talking about earlier, we want to shift perceptions and give an opportunity, a belief that there can be a shift, there can be a change that may be, right, in this whole collective field. And give honor to what people may actually be feeling inside for their actions, their words, their ways of being. So it's powerful. Yeah, Lisa, Olivia, thank you. so much for being here. Yeah. Kristen feels so much harshness and grief from both sides. Interesting. Yeah. So, Kristen, yeah, just tuning into that and recognizing, there was such, through so much of what we've come through as cultures change so fast. We went through a massive cultural change really fast. So I'm just going to bridge this back to that intense conversation in the very beginning. So a part of me, like I'm like Lisa was saying, I'm a humanitarian. I want to, all these injustices against against humans and stuff. And I get it. Like I started this work and study in my teenage years, I studied globalization. I've lived in, what we call third world countries. I don't like calling them third world countries because I feel like that's a denigration of their reality because they know how to live better than we do most of the time because they're connected to community and family and nature. But it's like I've been studying, government and all this stuff, and we went through in these countries, these people, everything has gone so fast, right? From these cultural societal norms and mores and the ecologies of cultures have changed so fast, so rapidly that it's been like there's been so much that's come up that people had to change lifestyles and change ways of thinking and feeling and believing, and there's so much harshness in the way things changed, in the way systems changed, money changed, ways of making a living changed. All of that changed so fast for so many people that what I noticed, especially with my generations, that it was just like they had to find a way. They had to find a way. And it wasn't easy and it was hard. And then all of a sudden systems got put into place for us just to they plugged us right into these systems. Go to school, do this, do that, boom, really quickly. So we shifted into a whole new system really quickly. And so when I'm looking into that harshness, I'm just seeing like this level and grief, this level of life where there was such change that people left behind so much, you know? So, so Linda, I need to listen to the replay as I know nothing about my grandparents on both sides, feel disconnected. Oh, Linda, I feel for you with that. Yeah, I only knew two of them. My grandmother was passed away when I was an infant on one side, and my grandfather passed away when my dad was still a child on one side. So I only know them through energetic or for what people have told me, and it's fascinating, when we don't have these connections. Or maybe we were adopted, we don't have connection to our biological family, so we don't understand, these processes or ways of being. And so it's a time to just be open to connecting with the energy. Like even Lisa, Lydia, like we were saying, you felt that same way with your grandparents. You feel a presence, and just saying, okay, how can we welcome? And so, Kristen, I'm just offering, and everyone else, just welcome. What we need to know is what we need to know, and just saying hi, inviting it without expectation or anticipation of what's going to come from the relationship, and embrace what did take place with love and connection, and embrace them and say, wow, what did you go through that you took on such harshness and grief? What did you go through? What did you experience? And so that what we're doing with the collective at this time and anybody's beliefs and ideas, and as well as our ancestors and all of that, that we're like, wow, you went through so much. Can I, as someone who can be aware of that, even though it may have felt hurtful to me in ways that things that happen, or I feel disconnected from it, or whatever it is, bring love to it, bring love and forgiveness and connection to it, so that they can be freed too, because maybe they're having a challenge freeing themselves. So as we free ourselves, we can support the freeing of them and then future generations. Right? So let's see. Amanda, I feel I've disconnected myself in spirituality and I'm not sure how to come back. I've been in the dark and I'm scared. This has been a big step for me to show up. Thank you for showing up. Yay. Thank you for taking that big step for being here with us today, Amanda. Powerful. I haven't been feeling or seeing, I did see a bright light in a silhouette. I'm not sure if it was Mother Mary or just my mind. Beautiful. I'm glad you were able to see and feel that. So, yeah, when I look at that bright light, what I saw was like a pure essence of yourself saying, I'm right here. I'm right here. Just maybe inviting that pure essence to be with you, or just to, for you to recognize that your pure essence is here, and that, yeah, sometimes we do feel really disconnected and it's really uncomfortable. And I appreciate everyone that shows up in whatever state you're in. Yeah. So may you receive that, that light as that essence of you, and that remembrance and that relief, maybe giving yourself a little bit of like, relief. I'm right here. It feels disconnected, yes, and I'm right here. Can I stand in the disconnect and the connection that it's right here at the same time? Because that's sometimes a part of the process. We kind of have to go through that paradox of it's all right here at the same time. The connection and the disconnect, because we're never truly disconnected. We're never truly separate. We're always right here. We're always right here. It's just that our minds or our thought processes or emotions, and we feel disconnected. And I get it. I've definitely been there. So, it's that opportunity to say, okay, wait, I've been feeling disconnected. Here's a light. Here's an opening for my connection again, and invite that. And anyone can do that, right? In any moment when we feel disconnected from something, just saying, wow, I know it's here. If we can believe that it's never truly not here. And then just going, maybe I've had some thoughts, beliefs, emotions, experiences that have made me want to cut off from it for whatever reason, but it's right here. It never left. Maybe my mind left from it, my emotions left from it, but my essence never left. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, saw Native American ancestors from a past life. They showed me smoke. It felt like belonging, peace, and connection. Beautiful, Lisa. Yes, yes, yes. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah. Kathy, beautiful energy and light. Have to leave. I'll connect with you soon. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy, for being here. Yeah. Wow. I appreciate you all. It's just such beauty. And I just want to share a couple of announcements, and then we're closed because I need to shift out myself. But I'm just appreciating beautiful, Maha, beautiful. Feel so at peace. Thank you, Liz and Mahani, for being here on YouTube. Appreciate you. Yeah, we are returning home. Yeah, PDB, we cannot not be connected. We are zero, pretending to wear the many masks of the one. I like how you say that. Yeah, my tears just flowed, Ina. Thank you. Yeah. Ah, yeah. So I want to just thank you all for being here, sharing your heart, sharing your love, sharing this field of connection. And also just want to thank everyone who does gift for our time here together, because it does help me in showing up here, being able to have the time and the space to show up here. And also, as you may have seen, I opened up the You Are Your Purpose, and I'm going to be doing a little class on that on Wednesday, which is a no-cost class on Wednesday for you to come into. And I'll also be sharing a special offer at that time for you. And I think it's such a profound time for exactly what PDB said. We are returning home to ourself. Yeah, and Lisa DS, do you have a link for gifting? Yes, the links are in the emails for the replays, and it'll also be on the YouTube replay page as well. So thank you for asking, Lisa. Yeah, they're in the emails for these. So just remembering the connection of self and using this meditation as many times as you want to support. Yeah, so we're going to be, deepening this process so that we all can join together in a way that supports the collective in, being really truly ourselves, being our truth, no matter what, right? And that, look at what happened. We were able to engage in a conversation that might have been charged, but we're able to say, yeah, okay, that's who I am. This is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm choosing. And this is how I'm going to believe. This is how I'm going to feel. And the more we can do that in a way, we're just like, okay, great, do that. if that's what's right for you. This is life. This is the true life and place of, humanity and experience that we want to live in, to where we can allow just, those many faces, like you said, PDP, to tune into and say, wow, Source is having a multi-dimensional experience right now through me, through you, through you, through you, through you. And what we're learning to do is come into harmony with our choices and resonance with our choices and who we are and how powerful that is. So, and supporting the balance of humanity in itself, so that humanity can also start to make more balanced choices, right? In sense of self. And that's what the You Are You purpose is going to be about, is remembering that our sense of self, our purpose, is right here, right now, in every moment, every present moment. So I look forward to being with you on Wednesday if you choose to be here. And I so loved our space stages. I'm just still marinating in the presence and the beauty of all of you, and what you chose to show up with today and create in your own lives. So may you enjoy this replay over and over, and I appreciate you all. So may you go forth in your day with the deepest love and gratitude and beauty and whatever qualities that you would like to create for yourself, to be in alignment with yourself. So I love you all. Be well. And I'll be sending out the replay email soon, and you'll have the gifting links in there. And then I'll also be sending out tomorrow the invitation for the You Are Your Purpose gathering for Wednesday. So much love to you all. Be well. Yeah, love and thanks so much, Kristen. Thank you, Lisa. Sandra, thank you so much. Love you all. Yeah. Hugs and kisses, Ray. Thank you. Love you, Savannah. Thank you, Kristen. I love your smiles, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, Marlene, Pat, thank you for being here. Catherine, yeah. Be well, Amanda. Sending you so much love.